Coming up on Star City News.
Lincoln police warn residents to lock up their cars as springtime larcenies take a jump.
A nationwide manhunt tracks down a Lincoln murder suspect in Mississippi. The victim's mother calls for justice.
At least I know that he's going to get punished and he's going to be in jail.
And the Huskers put a record-breaking spring game behind them.
I think we established a standard.
Now they're preparing for a tough Big Ten football schedule.
These stories and more right now on Star City News.
Live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications, Star City News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Star City News. I'm Parker Siza.
And I'm Abby Peterson. Lincoln police warn that we may see an increase in car break-ins here in the capital city over the next few weeks. Danny Burke has more with tonight's top story. Danny.
Well, that's right, guys. Historically, between the months of April and May, there is a higher number of larcenies throughout the city of Lincoln. When the temperature gets higher here in Lincoln, so does your chances of getting your automobile broken into.
Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, the citizens of Lincoln can anticipate an increase in larceny from auto, and it's up to a 60% increase between April 15th and May 31st. It correlates to the warm weather, more people are out and about.
The LPD makes sure to warn residents via social media. However, another way that helps prevent these crimes are the Neighborhood Watch programs, with whom the police communicate with often.
We have handouts that we give them, and we do education. So the biggest thing that we educate people on is lock your car, roll the windows up, and don't leave valuables behind.
President of the Indian Village Neighborhood Association, Jeremy Miming, talks about how often these crimes occur and what they do when it does.
There usually is certain times a year when the weather gets nicer with cars getting broken into, or if there's a string of cars that are unlocked, it's going to be consolidated to maybe a block or a couple blocks, but it does happen. And then if something does happen, to make sure to let them know to report it so that the local police department can kind of keep an eye on things and know that it happened.
Sands stresses that the best form of defense is to keep an eye open.
We tell people to watch out for each other. So a lot of times we'll solve some of our bigger cases where neighbors call in and say, hey, I'm seeing something suspicious at my neighbor's home or around their car. And that's how a lot of crimes get solved.
For Star City News, I'm Danny Burke reporting.
Thanks, Danny. A third person has been arrested in connection with the first homicide in Lincoln this year. Star City's Katrina Spurl is live in the newsroom with more. Katrina?
That's right, Parker. The arrest was actually not made in Lincoln. The teen was found and taken into custody in Mississippi.
I want them to pay, yes. I want them to pay for what they did to my son.
A Lincoln mother is seeking justice for her son, Edgar Union Jr., who was shot and killed on March 26th. Law enforcement agents in Mississippi have arrested a 16-year-old Lincoln Northeast High School sophomore accused of killing the father of 5. Natavian Q. Morton is being charged with second-degree murder, use of a weapon to commit a felony, and unlawful discharge of a weapon. Lincoln Police Chief Jeff Blymeister said there is potential for additional arrests. According to court records, police believe one of the juveniles had a long-standing friendship with the shooter and lied during an interview with authorities.
It's not okay to provide false information, especially when it's relevant to the investigation in a homicide. And those that do that will be held accountable.
Monica Brown said she is not letting those involved in her son's death get away with taking her son away from her.
At least I know that he's going to get punished and he's going to be in jail. And I'm praying to God that he's going to be in there for the rest of his life. That's what I'm pushing for. And I just want to confront him and ask him, why did he hurt my son? Why did he hurt my baby? Though he know what kind of pain he caused me.
Investigators determined a discarded cigarette was the cause of an early morning fire here in Lincoln. Crews responded to the residence near 60th and Benton Street at around 7:15 this morning. LFR was able to contain the fire to the garage and extinguish it quickly. Investigators determined the blaze appeared to have started when leaves in the backyard of the home caught fire from a cigarette. The fire inspector says there is around $10,000 worth of damage, and the people in the home will have to be temporarily relocated. No injuries have been reported.
And this comes after a house fire yesterday afternoon near 43rd Street and St. Paul Avenue. Fire inspectors say it was caused by sun reflecting off a light bulb on the back deck, causing the deck to become completely engulfed in flames. There were 3 people home at the time. All made it out safely. The damage cost of that house is estimated at $40,000 to $50,000. Well, weather in the capital city has been pleasant over the past few days, though rain is in the forecast for today. Our meteorologist Dylan Steinkruger gives us a look at what's coming up in weather. Dylan?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you went outside today, you knew that it was a pretty nice day outside. We had temperatures up into the mid-70s basically throughout the entirety of the day, but the past few hours we have had a whirlwind of a change as temperatures have cooled down significantly. Winds have increased as well, and overall the day has deteriorated very quickly here in Lincoln. All more coming up in just a bit as to what we can expect as we head into tonight. If we'll see any precipitation this evening, I'll have all that, but for now, I'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
All right, coming up next on Star City News, an update on the man charged with killing 4 people at a Waffle House in Nashville.
And see how a measles outbreak is spreading through parts of Iowa. That and more coming up next.
Get your ice cream fix today from the UNL Dairy Store. The UNL Dairy Store features a great variety of flavors and options and has offered their delicious treats with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln since 1917. The store also features special happy hour prices Monday through Friday. Stop in at the UNL Dairy Store today and enjoy some delicious handmade ice cream. You owe it to yourself.
Searching for a college can be challenging. There's so many things to look for. Dorms, campus involvement, classes, and facilities all play a factor. So why not take a campus visit? At UNL, you can sign up for a campus visit Monday through Friday in the morning or the afternoon. All visits include a welcome session, walking campus tour, and an academic appointment with a specific major. We aim to provide the ultimate student experience with every visit, so sign up for your campus visit today.
We'll see you soon!
Visit admissions.unl.edu for information on how to sign up.
For a touch of the outdoors, come on down to the UNL Outdoor Adventure Center and Bike Shop. Come enjoy a climb on our fun indoor rock wall, visit the bike shop for bike rentals and repairs. On top of that, the Outdoor Adventure Center also offers many other outdoor activities and trips throughout the year, such as camping, hiking, and canoeing. The Outdoor Adventure Center is located on the beautiful UNL campus with friendly and knowledgeable staff who are ready to help. For more information, go to the Outdoor Adventure Center website or call them at 402-472-4777.
Ever have trouble traversing the busy streets and sidewalks of Lincoln? The University of Nebraska contracts with StarTran to prevent those transportation headaches. The East, City, and Innovation campuses are all connected through routes that run Monday through Friday during the fall and spring semesters. While low prices are available for all passengers, students, faculty, and staff receive additional deals. All students actually receive an annual bus pass through their student fees. Cut traffic out of your day and experience these convenient services.
Welcome back to Star City News. A home invasion in Lincoln has led to the arrests of 4 people. Police say Jalen Graham, Jalen Athey, Sydney Fisher, and Haley Trimble broke into a home on South 11th Street early yesterday and forced the owners to empty their pockets. Police say Graham knocked one of the victims unconscious during the robbery. Tonight, that victim is still hospitalized from the attack. Graham faces charges of robbery and assault. The other 3 face robbery charges. In Polk County, Iowa, an outbreak of measles is leaving residents concerned. This is the first case of measles in our neighboring state since 2009. On Monday, Polk County Department of Health put out a warning.
Measles is spread through the air. It does hang around for a while after someone leaves, but it's only a couple of hours.
The department says if you or anyone you know were at the Hardee's in Des Moines on Merle Hay on Friday, April 13th, or the Panera in Akini on Delaware Avenue on Monday, April 16th, you should check and see if you have any symptoms. Those symptoms include high fever, cough, red eyes, and runny nose and spots on the skin. Measles is highly contagious and requires medical attention.
The man suspected of a mass shooting at a Waffle House in Tennessee was arraigned on Monday after a 36-hour manhunt.
Around 3 a.m. on Sunday morning, 29-year-old Travis Rinking shot and killed 4 people while injuring 4 others. The shooting came to a stop when a heroic customer tackled Rinking and wrestled the assault weapon away, preventing more deaths.
I chose to react because I didn't see any other way of me, living. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to live.
According to the FBI, Rinking was arrested last year for trying to trespass near the White House and refusing to leave if he didn't see President Donald Trump.
It's not him. He is a sick boy.
Rinking's grandmother, Marilyn Hopper, believes he has some sort of mental illness after he claimed in 2016 that Taylor Swift was harassing him. Federal investigators are also looking at his father and asking whether or not he could face charges after giving his son's guns back to him after they were taken by the FBI, one of which was used in the shooting. Rinking is expected back in court tomorrow.
This morning, charges were filed against the man suspected of driving the van that plowed through a crowded Toronto sidewalk on Monday, killing and injuring several people.
Everybody, all these people on the streets getting hit one by one.
A Canadian judge ordered the 25-year-old suspect, Alec Manassian, to be detained on 10 counts of first-degree murder and 13 counts of attempted murder. He did not enter a plea and was ordered to return to court on May 10th. This incident was one of the deadliest mass murders in the country's modern history.
We have an update on former President George H.W. Bush. He's been in intensive care since the day after his wife, Barbara, was laid to rest. The 93-year-old was admitted to the Houston Methodist Hospital Sunday morning after contracting an infection that spread to his blood. A family spokesman said Tuesday Bush has since stabilized and is awake, alert, and talking. The family said he is determined to get healthy and return to the family home in Kennebrunkport, Maine this summer. And are your children getting enough exercise? With child obesity on the rise, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention has some new recommendations. Here's Reed Binion with today's Health Minute.
Fitness is important for the entire family. The CDC recommends that children and adolescents get at least an hour of physical activity each day. The CDC says children should be involved in some form of muscle and bone strengthening at least 3 days a week. These activities could include gymnastics, jumping rope, running, or even climbing. If the child has a chronic disease or disability, the CDC suggests talking with a doctor to determine the best physical activity routine. Make exercise fun and find a way to get your kids motivated and off the couch. Plan a scenic run or walk. Play a sport together or come up with a family competition. Child and teen obesity has more than tripled in the U.S. since the 1970s, according to the CDC, which makes exercise and a balanced diet more important than ever. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
No, it was a big weekend for Husker football, and what was the team doing on a softball field on a Tuesday? Star City's Matt Reynoldson gives us a look at what's coming up later in sports.
Did you go to the spring game Saturday? If you blinked, you might have missed it. We discuss how fast the offense was with Coach Frost and Coach Walters. We get you ready for the Nebraska-Creighton in-state baseball rivalry, and we tell you what the Husker football team was doing at Bolin Stadium on Tuesday. That much and more coming up in Star City Sports.
All right, coming up next, our meteorologist Dylan Steinkruger will give us a look at the weather.
That's right, we had great temperatures to start the week, but will that stick around? That's coming up in weather next on Star City News.
The Nebraska Repertory Theater creates innovative theatrical experiences to ignite the imagination, challenge the heart, promote an inclusive community, and inspire the next generation of theater artists. Shows include the 2004 Tony Award-winning musical Avenue Q, a showcase of future rep actors, directors, and designers. Join us for the first annual Reps Rising Stars. And finally, an adaptation of William Golding's classic novel, The Lord of the Flies. For more information and tickets to upcoming shows, visit www.nebraskarep.org.
The Cat House is a local no-kill cat shelter and adoption center where volunteers pledge to care for and provide a loving home to hundreds of cats every day. The cats are housed in spacious rooms where visitors can interact and play with the cats. Donating to the Cat House provides medical care and helps find these cats a forever home. Located on the corner of 37th and O Street, visit the Cat House today to donate or adopt.
Huskers Helping Huskers Pantry Plus is an on-campus pantry at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, offered to students in need. This is a resource for students who struggle with food or shelter insecurity, providing food, hygiene, and school supplies. Located on the 3rd level of the Student Union, all you need to access the pantry is your student in card. Want more information on donations or using the pantry? Please visit our website or come on up and see us.
People are tired of listening to the same old sports shows. We'll be tired no longer and tune into the Second String on KRNU2. Join hosts Alex Fernando.
Listen, the Big Ten will not have a team in the playoffs.
And Nate Muehlbach.
Don't know why we're discussing this. The Warriors are the best basketball team of all time.
As we bring you all the info and news from around the sporting world. So tune into the Second String, Mondays at 7, only on KRNU2.
Well, the roller coaster ride of spring has given us no break today. It has been a wild day weather-wise. We saw temperatures jump up above into the upper 70s, and now we're already down into the mid-50s. 58 right now here in Lincoln. Pretty windy in comparison to what it was throughout the day. And when we saw sunshine all day, now all we see is cloud cover and even some light rain beginning to fall across much of the capital city right now. But as we do look back, we were actually above average for this time of year. 73 degrees was our high. That is above average, 6 degrees above average for this time of year for April 24th. So for this time in April, really not too much. It's really hard to complain for this time of year, but at least for now, we are back below average. It is cool, and it will continue to cool as we head into tonight. But as we look across the country right now, there's a pretty strong low pressure system that is kicking off this cloud cover and these colder temperatures and that cold front that you see sweeping all the way down into Kansas. That is continuing to push its way to the east, southeast, and that will continue to move its way through this southeastern portion of Nebraska and continue to kick off precipitation as we head into the evening. But you can see this cold front right now as we take a look at temperatures across the state. You can see a really strong temperature gradient across that region where that cold front is. 42 right there in Broken Bow, but even as you just go a little bit further to the east, you can see 71 right now in Omaha, so nearly a 30-degree temperature shift as you head across that cold front. And really, that cold front is what's kicking off some of the precipitation we're seeing right now here in Lincoln that you can actually see on radar. You can see that band that extends in association with that cold front extending all the way down from north central Kansas all the way up into northeastern Nebraska. And you can even see a few heavier bands of precipitation in there where some of that yellow is, some areas around Columbus, or even down to the southwest of Lincoln right now. Not any type of really heavy precipitation going on here through Lincoln, but as we head into this evening, it will continue to ramp up, and we will continue to see chances as we head into our evening and into our morning hours tomorrow night, or into tomorrow. We can see that overall, it is going to be cloudy, it is going to be rainy, and temperatures are going to cool down from what we saw today. We should get down to about the mid-40s by the time we reach 8 a.m. tomorrow morning as you're heading back out to work. So certainly a cooler day as we head into tomorrow, and that's really the big story. 60 degrees should be our high tomorrow, much cooler than what we saw today. We'll continue to see chances for rain as we head into the early part of tomorrow afternoon. We should see that start to taper off as we head towards around 1 p.m. So a pretty significant chance for precipitation as we head into this evening, but certainly it could be a lot worse and it could be a lot cooler. And that's the good news, is that as we head into the next couple days, it is not going to cool down a lot, at least into what we've seen over the past weekend and into the past week where it was extremely cold, where temperatures were down into the 30s, where we were setting records. I don't think we're going to be setting any records for cold weather over the next couple days. The good news is, though, as we do head into our weekend, temperatures should continue to increase. We should actually be able to climb up into the mid-70s as we head into this weekend. The sun should peak out. I think we'll finally get rid of some of this cloud cover and some of these cold, rainy temperatures that we've been seeing over the past days, and maybe spring will finally be here.
Yeah, you know, with all the current weather and the rain that we're having, and I mean, you know, last week we had all that snow in the western central parts of the state, and I mean like multiple inches of snow. Is that good for the farmers that they're getting rain out in those areas right now? Is it kind of depends?
Yeah,
on who you're asking?
It kind of depends on who you ask. That really is. You know, if you want rain, if it's been dry in your region, then you probably want a little rain. If you haven't gotten out into the field yet, then maybe you want it to hold off so you can get out there and get your planting done. So I guess it depends on who you ask, but if you're hoping for rain, I guess you're pretty happy tonight.
All right, well, coming up next in Star City Sports, Matt Reynoldson reviews the Nebraska spring game.
And he will give us a look at what we can expect from the baseball team tonight. Can they stop their losing streak? That's coming up next.
Located at Henslick Hall is UNL's Pixel Lab. At the Pixel Lab, UNL students and faculty can take advantage of professional-grade print services. For major projects, normal printers simply will not do. They lack the sizes, materials, and resources the Pixel Lab can provide. Simply save your project as a PDF and head over to Henslick Hall. You're important, and so is your work. Open weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock, the Pixel Lab team is staffed with helpful employees ready to assist you. For your next project, be sure to stop by the Pixel Lab.
For over 28 years, the Lincoln Children's Museum has been creating playtime for thousands of kids and their families. Children can create, discover, and learn through the power of play. The Lincoln Children's Museum also offers several programs and camps throughout the year. Located in the heart of downtown on P Street. Come have fun at the Lincoln Children's Museum.
Established in 1978, KZUM has been the voice of the Lincoln community for more than 40 years.
From humble 10-watt beginnings to streaming worldwide, this nonprofit radio station provides talk, news, and music programming of all genres.
KZUM has over 90 volunteer programmers, giving a voice to the Lincoln community.
To learn how you can program your own show, visit kzum.org.
Like us on Facebook to keep up with the upcoming events of many kinds.
Thousands of Nebraskans face homelessness every year. The most requested items at homeless shelters are socks. But a group of Lincoln skateboarders are working to change that. Skate for Change is a program dedicated to taking action by combining skateboarding and outreach. Through Skate for Change, young skaters have the opportunity to give back to their community. Whether it's cleaning parks or delivering socks and hygiene kits to the homeless, Skate for Change is here to empower individuals to become positive influences. Join the cause at skateforchange.org.
Welcome into Star City Sports. I'm Matt Reynoldson. If you watched the Nebraska spring game on Saturday, you may have noticed it looked a little different than in years past. With a total of 139 offensive plays in the condensed game, the Huskers took on the frenetic pace of new head coach Scott Frost.
You can make tempo fast, but you really start to notice when it's fast enough that it's putting the defense on their heels when they can't get lined up. I don't think we're quite urgent enough yet.
The Red Team, which had 80 offensive plays in 31 minutes of possession, gained 508 total yards in the game with a running clock in the second half. Presumed starting quarterback contenders Tristan Gebbia and Adrian Martinez ran the offense for the Red, amassing a fairly even 259 yards on the ground to 239 through the air. For the second to last practice of the Huskers' first spring in a new system, the coaches were pleased with the progress.
You know, we threw a lot at them. We threw a lot at them this spring, and we established a standard with this game. I think guys know what to expect and know how we want things done. And so now we just got to keep taking the next steps forward, and so when fall camps come, we're ready to go.
On the other side of Interstate 180, the Nebraska baseball team returns to action Tuesday, welcoming in-state rival Creighton for the second of 3 games this season between the Huskers and Blue Jays. Nebraska is looking to turn things around after losing 9 of its last 12 games. The Huskers have yet to win a Big Ten series 1 year after winning the regular season conference title. The Huskers have been dealt a myriad of pitching injuries, but the last time out against Creighton, it was the offense that couldn't get it going in a 3-1 loss. First pitch tonight from Hawks Field is set for 6:35 p.m. Elsewhere in baseball, the weekend featured a scary incident for the Chicago White Sox and relief pitcher Danny Farquhar. There's been an outpouring of support from the Major League Baseball community for Farquhar, who collapsed in the dugout after pitching in Friday's game. Doctors said Farquhar suffered a ruptured brain aneurysm, an occurrence that causes immediate death about 15% of the time. Farquhar remains in critical condition. The NBA and NHL playoffs are heating up down the stretch. A pair of key Game 4s highlighted the evening in basketball. Starting off in Minneapolis between the Rockets and Timberwolves, a big James Harden 3 in the third quarter puts the Rockets up 23. The Rockets go on to win to take a 3-1 series lead. And in Utah, Joe Ingles with a big 3 in the fourth quarter as the Jazz would go on to beat OKC 113-96. Just 2 scores in the NHL playoffs last night. The Toronto Maple Leafs forced a Game 7 with a home win over the Boston Bruins, and the top-seeded Washington Capitals won their 4th straight to knock off the Columbus Blue Jackets in 6. And finally, the Nebraska football team put a bow on spring practice with a team softball tournament this morning. Players were divided into their respective classes, and the freshmen won it all this year, taking down the Husker coaches with some stellar defense, guys.
I'm sure there was a lot of home runs from those huge football players hitting the balls out there.
Yeah, there would have to be. Actually, one Husker senior told me that they would have to hit home runs to beat the freshmen because there was just so many of them out there and really no gaps to hit the balls through.
How about those freshmen, though? I mean, they're just getting to college. They already take down the coaches with Scott Frost, Troy Walters, and those guys I'm sure were there. But is that confidence for these freshmen maybe going into the spring football, or finishing spring and now going into fall camp?
I guess
maybe?
so.
Who
I mean,
knows?
that Zach Duval training program must be working out pretty well for them.
That's right.
All right, coming up next, the royal family has a new member and a final look at weather. Stay with us.
Explore Morrill Hall, located on the UNL campus.
Established in 1978, KZUM has been the voice of the Lincoln community for more than 40 years.
From humble 10-watt beginnings to streaming worldwide, this nonprofit radio station provides talk, news, and music programming of all genres.
KZUM has over 90 volunteer programmers, giving a voice to the Lincoln community.
To learn how you can program your own show, visit kzum.org.
Like us on Facebook to keep up with the upcoming events of many kinds.
The University of Nebraska-Lincoln Sport Clubs offers students the opportunity to compete in sports during their college career. The 33 clubs are run entirely by students and foster growth in life skills through competition ranging from the inter-squad to national level. By joining a sport club, students are sure to create friendships and memories that will last a lifetime. To join a club, visit the sports club website or stop in to the campus rec. Fast Forward, a variety show produced by broadcasting students at the UNL College of Journalism and Mass Communications. From brewery tours to band interviews to rehashing those awkward moments we all encounter, Fast Forward is a show for everyone. Watch it here right after Star City News.
Welcome back to Star City News. We leave you tonight with a story on the new addition to the royal family. The world is reacting with joy and excitement over the Prince and Duchess of Cambridge's new baby. This from London earlier yesterday. There is Prince William right there and the Duchess introducing the crowd to the new member of the royal crown.
That's right, the royal couple safely delivered a baby boy weighing 8 pounds and 7 ounces yesterday late morning. According to this tweet, the mother and child are both doing well. I just want to know what the name is.
I know.
It still hasn't come out yet.
I wonder why they're keeping it such a secret. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure.
I'm sure they'll surprise us. We've got Charlotte and George are so cute.
Who?
Charlotte and George.
Oh, those are the first two,
yes,
right? Okay.
Those are the first two, and now we're just awaiting the name of the third baby. So I'm excited.
Are there any like theories going around of what the name might be?
I actually haven't seen any. Honestly, I haven't seen any, but.
Dylan, you have a final look at weather, correct?
Yeah, so outside in Lincoln right now, it is continuing to rain a little bit. It's kind of spitting, not too bad right now. Expect it to probably ramp up a little bit as we head into this evening. See a pretty good shot for some precipitation. If you have any plans tonight, make sure you're bringing an umbrella. It could certainly be wet. The good news is that it should taper off tonight into tomorrow, and then weather looks a little bit better as we head into this weekend. Saturday into Sunday, temperatures should be back into the mid-70s. We'll look at another shot for maybe some storms, maybe some more springtime weather as we head towards next week, but overall a little bit better.
I was going to say that weekend forecast looks pretty good. I saw 80s early in the next week. I don't think we've seen a whole lot of 80-degree, or I don't think we have seen any 80-degree temperatures so far early this year, but it's very exciting.
It has been a while.
All right, well, that's all we have time for you today on Star City News. I'm Abby Peterson.
He's Dylan Stein-Kruger, and I'm Parker Siza. Thanks for watching.